The dissolving beast. When guilt finally stops fighting, the honey badger is only dangerous in its dream. In the dim light of dawn, it crouches low in the grass, armor slick with dew, muscles coiled, eyes sharp. It breathes like something that's been at war for ages. Every twitch of its claw is an old story, every scar a memory it won't release. The body hums with readiness, but readiness for what? No predator is near. No danger stirs. Only the wind, only the slow rising sun, only the invitation to rest. Yet it cannot, because every fiber of its being believes that to stop fighting is to die. That is guilt. That is the part of the mind that survives by tension. Armored, armored, armored. Every claw, every snarl, every lunge was born from a single fear, the fear of love's approach. The belief that peace is unsafe, that gentleness will undo it. So it snarls at light, mistaking illumination for threat. It confuses forgiveness for weakness and stillness for surrender. But when the light rises, something begins to change. The hard edges of its form begin to shimmer. The line between shadow and sun starts to blur. The armor no longer feels like protection, it feels like weight. Something deep in the badger's chest remembers the shape of stillness. The claws unclench, the muscles soften, the air turns golden. Dust rises, and with it pieces of the old identity float away, fragments of defense breaking into light motes and disappearing into sky. The beast doesn't die. It remembers. The light does not kill what is real. It dissolves what never was. Guilt was never power. It was paralysis pretending to be vigilance. It survives by convincing you that danger is everywhere and peace is a trap. That if you rest, you'll lose control. That if you forgive, you'll lose the edge that keeps you safe. But look closer. That edge is what keeps the wound open. That vigilance is what keeps the dream alive. The honey badger is not defending itself from lions. It is defending the idea of separation from the presence that would heal it. And as the sun climbs higher, the lie becomes impossible to maintain. The light doesn't demand submission. It simply reveals the futility of resistance. The body softens, the armor unhooks, the fight drains out of its muscles. The claws that once tore through venom now tremble with relief. The snarl fades into breath. And what remains is silence. Not the silence of death, but of peace remembered. There's no loss in the letting go, only return. Return to what was never gone. Return to the innocence beneath the struggle. The badger curls into the dust of its own surrender, and the light, unhurried, touches every place that once believed it was unworthy to be seen. This is what it means to awaken. Not to conquer, but to stop pretending there was something to defend. To see that guilt never needed to fight, and neither did you. Because the only thing that ever made it dangerous was the dream. Portrait of a creature who fought everything because it mistook love for a threat. It dug, it clawed, it roared at the light, believing survival meant resistance. But somewhere between the fear and the sunrise, something ancient and true was remembered. That peace was never the enemy, and that the war was never real. So the beast that could not be killed finally laid down its arms, not in defeat, but in recognition. It discovered that the battlefield was a dream, and the dreamer had just awakened. In a quiet corner of the mind, somewhere between the shadows and the dawn, the honey badger dissolves into light, and guilt takes its final breath in the twilight zone.